And bam, bam, bam. What is up? And welcome back to a new segment of Nando Talk. That is right, brand new segment. Miami Dolphins Mock Draft Monday. Yes, you heard it here. Miami Dolphins Mock Draft Monday. I don't know how anyone's not thought about that so far, guys. It's the off season. We're all thinking about the draft. Yes, it's far away, but the combine is in about 2 weeks. Then there'll be pro days after that. And of course, free agency will help us determine what the Miami Dolphins will be doing in the draft. But I've already done a couple of mock drafts on my own, and I will be doing a couple of live ones here as well on the show. It should be a pretty fun way to be able to rock with it. Yes, Ruski, what is up? Are you talking about the Chargers defensive coordinator who's going to be like our pass play, like a caller or whatever? I will be doing a separate video, I think, on that. It's going to be pretty cool. Free agency mocks would be a pretty smart thing. I'll probably do that next Monday, but I had a brain blast about my like draft day mock drafts. I was running a couple of the PFF ones on my own time, and then I thought, hey, why not do some live here on the show as well? It should be a pretty fun time indeed every Monday, but I will be trying to do a free agency mock draft simulator as well. Didn't even really know that was a thing. So that's pretty cool, actually. In the trenches. What's up? Thanks for tuning in, by the way, boss man. Ruski as well. Thank you for tuning in. Team needs, bro. So every time I've run a mock draft, that's kind of why I want to do it live. I tackle it a little differently. Literally, in the second round, sometimes you can go for offensive tackle like Matt Bergeron out of Syracuse. Maybe sometimes you want to go for a corner like Garrett Williams. Sometimes guys like Jahmyr Gibbs fall to the second round at pick 57 on the simulator, which I doubt would happen in real life. But it begs the question, what would the Miami Dolphins do in such scenarios, with a beautiful running back falls to us at the second round pick? If we have our choice between offensive tackle, center, and cornerback, what would the Dolphins go for? If one of the top linebackers slides down, how should the Dolphins react? And then, of course, what would that mean for round 3? For pick 77, if maybe we have our top 3 options of Devon Achane, Tank Bigsby, and Devin McBride or Danny McBride. Oh, Danny McBride's the actor. But McBride at a UAB, like 3 top running backs. Do we draft the running back at 77 and then hope that a corner or a linebacker or a tackle, whichever other round pick we still need to get, hopefully that's still at 84? Or do we flip it? Do we go for our top need and then hope that one of those top 3 running backs are there 7 picks later and that they don't get swooped up all 3? These are the tough, interesting questions, the scenarios that I'd love to break live and in the moment with us here today, man. So hopefully we'll be having some good vibes. Hey, in the trenches, thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate that, man. So first time in the trenches, thank you. First time tuning in live. Love your energy on other platforms. So want to follow your show. You come on late. Yeah, I do come on a little late. I'm going to be trying to be going a little earlier again. I was actually wrapped up in school stuff today. Didn't think I was going to record. And I know it's technically not even about to be Monday anymore, but in the future, Mock Draft Monday will be a little earlier on. But in the trenches, thanks for tuning in. Even though we go a little late night sometimes, it's all good and dandy, man. Without further ado, I will discuss briefly this mock draft that I have on the thumbnail. I don't want to just tease it. In this little mock draft, I actually got Garrett Williams, Schmidt, the center out of Minnesota, and Matt Bergeron, all at pick 52. And that's kind of where the segment was born. I was like, dang, what the Dolphins do there at round 2 will obviously be affected at what we did in free agency, whether we got some offensive line help, whether we were able to address linebacker, whether maybe we got a running back or none of the above. How we tackle free agency, that will obviously determine us in the draft. But if we have all 3 options there of linebackers, whichever choice of offensive lineman, either interior or offensive tackle, or a running back or a corner, what will the Dolphins do? In this world, I went and got Matthew Bergeron. We went to pick 77, and I got another interesting scenario. Devon Achane, Tank Bigsby, or McBride at a UAB. 3 different style running backs, but all 3 with the potential of carrying the load. Devon Achane is a lightning bolt at 5'9", 200 pounds, so quick, so fast. McBride is a crazy receiving back. No, crazy 2-down back. Not really much of a receiver, sorry. And it's like, what can we do on that end? But to me, Tank Bigsby also was the big boy back. I would love to see him with the little nasty dead leg, the nasty size he has as well. I went for Ashane because I think that McDaniel would prefer that lightning speed, but there was just that tantalizing choice of running back. No way wrong that the Miami Dolphins could go. So in that world, I said, hey, we'll go for the top running back. I don't want to miss out on them. But I could see them flipping this and saying, hey, with all these three running backs still on the board, I'm fine with whichever one falls to us at 84. Let's get the top corner, top linebacker. Because when I got the running back, corner linebacker slid a little bit. So I just went for best available on the board. I went for Jalen Jones out of Texas A&M, big 6'2" corner, 200 pounds, very needed outside size. Okay. I love what Kader Kohu, I love what Nick Needham are going to bring back when they come back from their ACL, from thinking from his ACL tear, Kader Kohu for year 2. But for me, we need that big body outside of Xavier Howard, especially if we move on from Byron Jones. 6'2", 200 pounds. Give me that big body. Okay. And Aubrey Miller Jr., yeah, the little linebacker. And then Max Duggan. Hey, give me a quarterback with some moxie later on, man. I'm all with that. Yeah, man, I'm 24, so I'm just started going back to classes again recently, but I go to FIU, a marketing major. So whenever I get to, if I'm still a little late night, sometimes I'll do classwork early, then record late, or vice versa, record early, then grind up all night. But whichever one it works out with, as long as we're doing some big vibes. Not another tackle in round 2. We need a veteran right tackle. That is something I definitely agree with. I would rather go for Matt McGlinchey right tackle. I would rather go for a Matt McGlinchey Matt McGlinchey. I'd rather go for Orlando Brown. These type of veteran right tackles, especially considering that in round 2 we've had great success at Robert Hunt, who ended up kicking into guard, but he was a guard tackle coming out of the draft class. And then Liam Eichenberg, who's a lot more of a mixed bag. And we're trying to find out whether he can be a guard or a tackle, because right now it's not looking too promising at either position. But that's what I'm saying. I'm going to run a couple of live mock drafts right now, each with that kind of in mind. Let's say a world where we do solidify our right tackle, so that's not even on our question, or maybe a world where we don't get the right tackle. And I'll do it beforehand, so there's no copping out, no cheating. But without further ado, it's time to run some mock drafts, guys. I think that's the whole big key to this. But we're good to rock, man. Let's go. Let's share the screen. This is going to be a fun time, and I'm hoping to do this a little earlier, and so we can get a little bit more people next time. But hey, brand new segment. Let's see how this even rocks out. Sometimes the simulator is kind of unrealistic in my opinion. We're running PFF, like Jahmyr Gibbs at pick 57 is never, ever, ever going to happen. Mainly because I think if he starts going to 50, the Dolphins will trade up. I'm doing no trades, no nothing beforehand. I'll hit the simulator button. We'll look at the top 5 each time to see how that shakes out, if that's interesting. But for the most part, we're going to be looking at the Dolphins, man. Yeah, like I'm saying, a veteran right tackle is fine for the Dolphins. Like, I need someone who is there ready to be a right tackle. A veteran would be nice because it is to his blind side. It is a position of importance. It is a position of dire need, honestly. Chris Greer did say Austin Jackson and Liam Eichenberg are going to be given the chance to fight for starting jobs again next year. I'm hoping he meant more of, hey, they get to fight for one job between the both of them. But we'll rock this camera, I think. But let's go. Bada bing, bada bang. I'll do a little timestamp right here to let everyone know that if you're hopping in right here, we're about to start the mock drafts. I think I'm going to run 2 to 3. Each of them with a different scenario in mind. The first one, we're just going to see how it shakes out. Then I'll start putting in some little bit more constraints. But this first mock draft here, we're just going to go with an open mind. Can everyone see this well, or should I zoom this in a little bit more? Oh, no, it looks pretty fine, I think. But without further ado, enter the draft. Pick 52. All 7 rounds, of course. And enter the draft. Start the draft. Ooh. Wow. Look, so Jalen Carter, Bryce Young, Will Anderson. Those are the top 3 picks. CJ Stroud at 4, Devon Witherspoon at 5, Will Levis at 7, Anthony Richardson at 8. You see, some of the simulator kind of goes wonky. But thankfully, or unthankfully, I guess we start in the second round for us. So, guys, here we are, starting in the second round. Where did the draft board shake for us? Bam, right off the top. Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, I think this would be an instant snag in a heartbeat if he's there. We're talking about such a shifty receiving back out of Alabama, this athleticism that this kid brings to the table. But I don't think he's going to be there. So I'm not going to pick him because I just don't think it's realistic that he falls there at 57. I think we're talking about the clear-cut second best running back in this draft class. After the combine as well, his stock is probably going to go up, probably a little bit closer to Bijan Robinson's, considering he's going to test ridiculous. So I'm going to look at more guys like Matthew Bergeron, guys more like John Michael Schmitz, center and tackle. Offensive line is a massive position we need in this class. We can also look a little bit more at linebackers, guys like Trenton Simpson out of Clemson, like an absolute beast, an athletic monster. Needs to work a little bit on his technique, but the potential there is huge. Okay, Trevius Hodges Tomlinson, also a great corner out of TCU, feisty, great, can keep up with the best of them. Okay, even if he's like 5'10", 5'9", my guy is feisty. I love to see that. Eli Ricks out of Bama, bit injury concerned there, but also a great corner. Jack Campbell, phenomenal linebacker, not as athletic as Trenton Simpson, but he does not lack in technique whatsoever. Okay, my man is a surefire tackler, and you'll love to see that. There's some good options here in the second round. This is a very good draft class for what we need. Check and see if there's Darnell Washington. That's what I'm saying. Jahmyr Gibbs is definitely the guy to go. Okay, zoom a little. I'm down. Sorry, a bit sticky keys. Can we still see well, guys? So I'm kind of tempted to just click Jahmyr Gibbs. We're just going to see how it rolls, even though I don't think this is a very realistic thing. We'll rock with it, guys. We'll see if this happens to us again. So we'll go with Jahmyr Gibbs, okay? Although realistically, Bergeron or Schmidt would have been fine. Center or tackle there will be realistic. Because look here, guys, we still have great running backs later on. Devon Achane, Dwayne McBride, as I'm talking about, great two-down back out of UAB. Didn't really catch the ball much out of there because they didn't really ask him to, but maybe he has that in his skill set as well. Tanks Bigsby is here. Also, there are some great guys, and it already makes me instantly regret the Dolphins going for Jahmyr Gibbs, but I don't think he'd be there. So we'll kind of speed through this one a little bit. In this scenario, I should have checked if there's Darnell Washington. Excuse me. Cam Smith is pretty nice as well. I agree there. We're talking about some great corners, and he's probably the best one on the board right now. Another player who has slipped to the cracks for us. I think at this point it's a no-brainer, especially since we didn't go corner at second round pick. On offensive line, I would love to get some help. I'm going to pray in this kind of draft that the Dolphins said, hey, we addressed tackle and free agency. We got a guy like McGlinchey. We got a guy like Orlando Brown, maybe, hopefully, and we're content there because we're going to go corner. Jalen Duncan is pretty nice out of Maryland, and he's a born right tackle. That's sexy to see. And it gets a little scary at offensive line afterwards. So we're going to pray he's there at 84 and go for Cam Smith because that's a no-brainer. Lockdown corner out of South Carolina. And let us pray, everyone. Dun, 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 dun. Wow, Tanks Bigsby will still be here at 84. That'd be pretty cool to see. Unfortunately, he is not there. We do not have a clear-cut tackle, in my opinion. Chris Smith, right? Oh, Cody Mach. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking at tackle, just because we would have to. North Dakota State, I don't know too much about this prospect, to be honest. So 24 years old, 6'6", 300 pounds. That's all I really need to see. Center guard. I love the versatility already. What he can improve on pass protection, where he wins quicks. Look more into him in the future. Again, this is the debut of this segment, but Cody Mach, we're going to draft you. Best need available right there. Tackle, no brainer. So far, I think it's a pretty nice draft, okay, to have Jahmyr Gibbs, Cam Smith, and Cody Mach. I'm pretty excited. We tackled running back, corner, and offensive tackle. Like, frick yes. You're flipping my flippers if you're not excited right now. This is just the first mock draft of 3. We're doing 3, guys. I decided it already. I always forget that after this, we don't have a 4th round pick. We go all the way to pick 198, guys. Oh, this gets a little scarier. All right, Mohamed Diabate, linebacker out of Utah, could be an interesting choice there. D. Winters out of TCU as well. Cameron Latu, pretty decent tight end out of Bama. We already got our tackle, but there's still some guys here that could be worth looking on maybe. DeMarco Hellams out of Bama as well. Anyone catching our eyes over here? Ooh, I saw a linebacker name as well over here. Greatest name. I'm totally going to butcher this name. Servocea Dennis. I don't know. But anyone catch our eyes? Hendon Hooker project. Ooh, yeah, man. That'd be a crazy quarterback. Hendon Hooker is a very interesting name to watch out for. You know, if he didn't get hurt, he could be going a lot higher. But it's a great quarterback, a nice project. I don't know if we'll really spend a high pick on him, but if he starts to slip, I could see the Dolphins low-key going for him. DJ Johnson, okay, DJ Johnson. This is what you get now. Look for tight end or linebacker, the LSU linebacker. Yeah, I'm down for tight end or linebacker here. I don't see an LSU linebacker, but we're going to trim down this fat because you're right. At this point, we need tight end. We would need a linebacker. And let's sim through this list real quick. The winners, Zach Nuts. Not the sexiest linebacker or tight end room, guys. Maybe Latu would be pretty cool. Winters could be nice as well. I don't know actually much about McAllen Castles, but Diabate is pretty decent. What say you, folks? Or I'm just going to go for the top linebacker available and go to the next pick. Latu, are you over 6'5"? Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, 6'5" on the dot. You got me right there, Cameron. I don't really want a rookie tight end, though, especially this late. So let's trim you out to just linebacker. And yeah, I don't really want another position at this point. So what linebacker looks interesting to us, folks? Oh, defensive end DJ Johnson. That's who you're talking about. Got you. DJ Johnson out of Oregon. This could be a pretty nice pick. Okay, especially since we're moving on from we're going to have to keep locking and reloading our pass rushers. 6'4", 270. You know what? In the trenches, it's your first time tuning into the show live. We're rocking DJ Johnson. Lock him in there like swimwear. Bada bing, bada bang. Welcome to the Mr. DJ out of Oregon. We love to see it. You will be the best Oregon defensive end, way better than Deion Jordan. That is a god dang certainty. And here we get a little interesting. At pick 240, Cam Mitchell's nice out of Northwestern. John Ojukwu. Leonard Taylor. How big are you? 6'5" and higher? 6'5" right on the dot. They always get me. Oh, Winters from TC. Yeah, D. Winters is pretty nice too. I would have gone D. Winters there. If he was still on the board, that'd be legendary, but I know he is for not. Unfortunately not. These are the linebackers we are left with. Charlie Thomas, Ben Van Summerman, Isaiah Moore, Jeremy Banks, and Jalen Graham. I'm leaning towards Ben Van Summerman just because that's a legendary name. Oh, 6'3", 240. Pretty big boy. Max Duggan time. Yeah, I like Mr. Duggan. That's always a pretty nice pick. I really think that Duggan fits the mold that I've wanted in a backup quarterback in the sense that it's the moxie. Anything you want in Skylar Thompson, Duggan is the same experienced guy coming out of college, but from a bigger program with bigger success and a lot more moxie and pizzazz. I love the trippy horn frog that is Max Duggan, the Gingy assassin. That'd be a pretty cool Moxie backup with potential for more as well. You love to see it, man. I would love a little Duggan time. Hunter, he's a flawless good fullback. Okay, I'm down for that. Fullback, you can never go wrong. I wanted two on the list last year. It was pretty scary when Alec Ingold might have gotten down. Hunter Lupek, welcome to the squad. I'm just going to check how big you are. Oh, yeah, 6'1", 236. Feed him the rock. And there you have it. There you have our first of 3 mock drafts. We're going to keep going. Ingold is great. He is the definition of lit, man, in the trenches. But I like hitting it in the trenches, man. I like pounding the rock. And it's the event that Ingold were to go down, I would not want to skip a beat. I'm down. If McDaniel, if I trust him for the Ingold eye and his running back guys, I would trust him for a fullback eye as well. You know, the fact that they said this is a C+, PFF is grossly misunderestimating Jahmyr Gibbs. That is ridiculous. Okay, this should be an A+ through the roof, out of the parks. For anyone playing Dynasty Fantasy Football, if you can get Jahmyr Gibbs, this guy is going to light it out of this world. Okay, I'm getting Bijan Robinson at pick number 1 overall, but Jahmyr Gibbs is very tempting. Cam Smith is an A for sure. Thank you. Okay, Cody Mach, B+. Great to see, especially considering that was the best offensive tackle on the board. And we actually got 2 North Dakota State players. Hunter Lupek was also a B-. So, hey, Ruski, thank you for the call out. And DJ Johnson, C+ at round 6. I'm still going to take it, man. I'm still going to go for more pass rush. I'm still going to go for bigger bodies, man. We got a big draft here. Okay, we got some mean skill positions in Jahmyr Gibbs and Cam Smith. And then we beefed up this team and made it meaner. Okay, you add an offensive tackle. At the very least, that man becomes a depth piece that, okay, if Terron Armstead goes down for a little bit more time, or Austin Jackson, or we have more offensive line woes, bam, Cody Mach can slide in there like swimwear. Okay, if anything were to happen to our star-studded pass rush, because right now it's all cool and dandy when we have Wilkins and Jalen Phillips and Chubb and Ogba all at full health. Well, Ogba, if he returns fully healthy, but in the event not, I'm down for some DJ Johnson action. And Hunter Lupek, bam, if you can add a running back and a fullback in 2023 in the same draft class, bro, you're talking about a team that likes to run the football, that's hard-nosed and physical. And that's what I wanted the Miami Dolphins next year. This draft would be a home run knock out of the park for me. B, you're tripping. Okay, give me at least a B+. A B+ is what I deserve. That's what I'm saying. You keep that fresh. You keep that hungry. And I'm sure Fangio will agree, man. And he'll keep it a little spicy there, man. I like what I see in this draft class for sure, man. We're about to start the second mock draft in a second, but this is pretty fun, man. I'm definitely going to have to sit back and clean up the segment a bit. Right now we're going off rip. You know, the notepads are over there. This is a segment born out of my curiosity. I want to see how it goes, and we're testing it by fire. So I hope we're all enjoying so far. Yeah. Ooh, a good Washington placement, Tucker Kraft. Okay. Look, dude, we're going to rerun this draft right now, man. Sometimes I get lucky when I did a draft, and for the 6th round, the Georgia running back was available. I'm going to try to not get a running back in the 2nd round right now. And should we put any constraints on again? I'm going to assume that the Dolphins got a right tackle in free agency, and I'm not going to get a running back in the 2nd round. Okay. Those are the 2 constraints we're going to go in for this draft. But for the future, we're never going running back in the 2nd round again. I just don't think that's going to be feasible. And if it is, I don't think it's going to be, unless it's Gibbs and Bijan Robinson, I don't want it. And I don't think either of those guys are going to be available at 52. I just don't. Here we are. Starting the 2nd draft. Thanks for tuning in, by the way, guys. It's always a fun time breaking it down with you guys live. So I'm going to try to stay on the first 5 picks. Devon Witherspoon, first pick overall. That is crazy as a corner going number 1 overall. Bryce Young, Jalen Carter, Will Levis at 4. Wow, oh wow. Will Anderson, Tyree Wilson, and let's go to the Dolphins, guys, because who cares about everyone else? All right, we just missed out on John Michael Schmidt at pick 50. That's going to hurt, especially because in this draft class, we said we already got a right tackle. That would be so painful because Matthew Bergeron is there, best offensive lineman on the board, but we should not get him. In this case, if we have Terron Armstead, and we just signed big money for a right tackle, and we still have Liam Eichenberg and Austin Jackson on the roster, there's simply no room for Matthew Bergeron, guys. I am not going to cheat. This would be painful. especially because there's no running back that fell magically to us on this board. Okay, so we're going to scroll a little bit. Trenton Simpson, okay, Trevius Hodges Tomlinson. Those are probably the guys we're more angled to get right now. Maybe Joe Tippmann out of Wisconsin. Okay, Jack Campbell could be pretty nice. Jalen Hyatt's an explosive receiver, but wow, that's cool that Cam Smith is projected here for Darnell Washington is there as well. That could be awesome tight end. God, 6'7", 270. You love to see them. Oh, wow. That could be something special right there. Yeah, everyone's saying get Darnell or Tucker, get Darnell or Tucker, man. All right, guys, here we have our big dilemma. If the Dolphins already have a right tackle, and we already are said we're not going for running back, and considering the board, we're not looking for one anyways. I don't want an edge rusher this early, nor do I want a D lineman, receiver, no way. I don't want Sam Laporte if I'm going tight end. Trenton Simpson has his concerns. So does Jack Campbell. Now, we're going to do a mock draft where I say we paid it for a big linebacker. In this one, I'm going to hope that we got a linebacker in free agency. However, it's not something that I said if we did or did not. Despite that being the fact, guys, is this pretty sexy. Darnell Washington is pretty tempting, man. I don't know if he's going to be. Yeah, we can do trades for the last one. It's because honestly, in this scenario, I would probably trade back and get Darnell Washington. That's what I would do. Okay. I didn't say we could do trade backs in this draft class yet, so I'm not going to cheat again. I'm probably just going to go for him. But yeah, in real life, I would hope that if this is the board and we have a right tackle, we're not getting a running back this round. We're unsure on the linebackers. I'd rather trade back a little bit and hopefully we can get a linebacker or a tight end. However, considering that for mock draft 2, we said no trades, no running back round 2, and we have a right tackle already in free agency, we are going to be going for Darnell Washington straight up. We got the loyal Ruski and in the trenches. That's seems to be the consensus pick in the building right now. And hey, as a good GM of the Miami Dolphins, I trust my staff. So we rock and roll. Darnell Washington, welcome to the Miami Dolphins. We get a 6'7", 270-pound behemoth of a tight end. This means that we definitely didn't get Dalton Schultz, which means we probably got a linebacker in free agency because we did save $10, $15 million on Dalton. But lo and behold, the gods have blessed the Miami Dolphins in the second mock draft. We went Darnell Washington, a bit of a surprise pick, I guess, but very high powered for the offense. And it's almost as if the gods are tempting the Dolphins even more. Devon Achane is right there. Dwayne McBride as well. And if we keep scrolling, yep, Tank Bigsby. Oh, baby. Now, all three of these guys I would love on the Miami Dolphins. Like I said in the beginning, Devon Achane, quick, blistering speed. Could he add a little bit more weight and size? Sure, of course. He's like 5'9", 200 pounds, but he's so fast. And I think that McDaniel would actually prefer him out of everyone. Okay. Now, Dwayne McBride, he's very shifty, very fast as well. A 2-down back. Mainly, I say that because I have to look at how he does in pass blocking, and he wasn't really asked to pass catch as well at UAB. That can totally change in the combine with testing and the pro day as well. But for now, Tank Bigsby, I would actually rate higher than Dwayne McBrown. Tank Bigsby, bigger program, bigger guy in general. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's 6 foot, like 240, maybe. 6 foot 213. He just feels like that big body. Okay. He just feels like 240, 230. He runs that big. He runs with that size, that presence that will just wear a defense down. And shifty enough. He's got enough moves in his basket to be able to create some magic. Okay. Tank Bigsby, that'd be a lovely name to see there. But considering we went Dwayne Washington, guys, this early second rounder with no trade backs, I don't believe we can go and pass this up. Khalil Ringo out of Georgia is a great cornerback. Okay. Jordan Battle's a phenomenal safety as well. But Khalil Ringo, been hearing that name for a long time. Yeah, get Khalil, man. Yeah, I don't really care about this. He's a fast running back, but he's nothing crazy. Tank Bigsby's probably my top guy on that list right now. Jordan Battle would be so nice, man. And I could see Fangio impacting in this pick and saying, look, I want Jordan Battle. I need him for this team. Greer, I'm not sure, considering we got Brandon Jones in 2020, Javon Holland 2021, and I don't know if we'll invest in safety yet again so soon. Um, that being said, Brandon Jones is coming back from an injury. In this world, I did not put any constraints that we get a guy like Jesse Bates, that we get a guy like Jordan Poyer. And if we don't get those big safeties, I would love a guy like Jordan Battle, actually. Okay. I'm between him and Khalil Ringo, honestly. Khalil is such a nice player, man. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know Gary isn't drafting running back high, especially in this scenario. I would rather get Khalil Ringo or Jordan Battle and then hope that Devon Ashane, Tank Bigsby, or Dwayne McBride fall to us at 84. By the way, can we see the screen, or I might zoom in a little bit more? Oh, but then you can't see anything, bro. Sorry. I think it's the best it's gonna get, guys. Yeah, Chris Smith. Oh, Beeper, what is up, man? Thanks for tuning in, boss, man. You're a legend. Chris Smith, nasty. And if we can get a safety out of Georgia or Alabama, you know I want one of those guys going deep. They'd be great safeties to have. My only thing is maybe I don't know if Greer is going to invest in the safety position again. However, since I didn't put a constraint on us getting a safety in free agency, let's say maybe we missed it. What if the Dolphins didn't get a safety? We would for sure be chomping at the bit right now to snag Christopher Smith or Jordan Battle. Both great safeties. I'm leaning towards him right now, but maybe Khalil Ringo, man. If we don't get a corner as well, I'm not sure how confident I am in going with Xavier Howard, Kader Kahu, Nick Needham, Trill Williams. Is that my corner room next year? Noah Benogny? Is that what I'm looking at next year? Khalil Ringo is a great talent. But the safeties are so good as well. I'm not disparaging this pick at all, guys. This would be the type of pick where I'm praying, damn it. It'd almost be like I'd be mad that we got a safety in free agency. If we missed him, we'd have to go for one of these guys. But Khalil's a good corner, and I think it falls after this, guys. We're talking about a 6'2", 210 corner, big, fast dude. He's got to improve a little bit on anticipation, on catching up guys a little bit. He's a redshirt sophomore, guys. He's a bit young. He still has to develop a little bit more. And maybe if he stayed in college, he could improve his draft stock. But here he is in the third round. Let's look at how safety and corner drops off. Not interior offensive lineman. Sorry. Let's look at how safety and corner drop off before we lock in this pick. First, are there any other corners that could be interesting at 84 if we don't go Khalil here? Rush, Clark Phillips, Jalen Jones, Jacorian Bennett. I like Jalen Jones. Okay. Rush, I've heard good things about as well. Q Blue Kelly is pretty nice as well. I think he'll just be a little too high for pick 84 and nowhere near pick 198. Let's add safety in though. Jordan Battle, Khalil Ringo, Christopher Smith, Darius Rush, JL Skinner. I'm still aiming for Khalil, man. That's just me though. Get Khalil. Yeah, we need to sign it. If we sign a corner, that is a totally different thing. If we keep Byron, that's totally saying it as well. And then Jalen Jones sounds like the next great Patriots corner waiting to happen. Honestly, agree on that point. I'd almost want to screw over Bill Belichick just because of that. We're talking about a 6'2" guy who just needs to work on a tad few things, and he can be an absolute problem in the league. But in this world, we're going Khalil. And then Christopher Smith is still on the board. The Dolphins would get blessed in this situation, guys. Christopher Smith or Tank Bigsby are my picks, guys, right here. But What say you guys? Do I avoid the running back temptation? Do I grab Tank, or do I stick with Christopher Smith and allow us to get better on defense, guys? So far in the draft, to recap, we got Darnell Washington and Khalil Ringo. We're talking about two Georgia players, actually. We got Darnell Washington, 6'7", 270-pound tight end, and 6'2", 200-pound athletic freak, Khalil Ringo, also Georgia cornerback. Do we go for another Georgia, the third Georgia player in this draft, Christopher Smith? Or do we go for Tank Bixby, an Auburn player? Ooh, Ken Rosa, thank you for tuning in. Muhammad Ibrahim in every single mock draft I've done. And to be fair, I've only done 7 today, 2 live. And every single mock draft I've done, Muhammad Ibrahim has been there in round 6. And that is a nice name to watch. If I it starts with an I, or is he a Maryland running back? I don't know. It's gonna eat me alive, man. It's gonna eat me alive, man. I'm googling it right now. Nowhere near. He's a Minnesota Golden Gopher. I'm so sorry for getting that so wrong. I saw the yellow and red in my brain. Not Maryland. Definitely not. But dang. Yeah. Ooh. You can't go wrong with running back named Tank. I know, the jersey names alone. And honestly, I don't know if he goes for 3 Georgia players in a row like that. It'd be pretty cool for Channing Tindall to get his homies back. And there's a lot of running backs late, guys. Yeah, Miami defense having a bunch of Georgia players. Guys, as much as I want Tank Bigsby, I can see it saying, let's beef up this D, baby. Let us go for a crazy defense and hope a nice running back is there late first in the draft. Chris Smith, we went 3 Georgia players in a row. This mock draft number 2 is officially the Georgia mock draft. Okay, guys. We went Darnell Washington at 52, 6'7", 270-pound tight end. We went at pick 77. We got Khalil Ringo, 6'2" corner out of Georgia. And at pick 84, we got freaking Christopher Smith, nice safety out of Georgia as well. Is there another Georgia player on the board? Unfortunately not, guys. Sadness. And so now we have to worry. Do we go for Ricky Stromberg, a nice center, a nice interior offensive lineman? We got some. Oh, Muhammad Ibrahim is right here, guys. That's the pick, right? Muhammad Ibrahim is the pick, right? We got Muhammad Diabate, Aubrey Miller, nice linebackers. D Winters is there. Zach Cons. Keelan Murphy, Drake Thomas, pretty cool out of North Carolina. I was looking for that LSU linebacker. He did not seem to make it. But it looks like Muhammad Ibrahim is the pick, right, guys? 5'10", 210. You'll love to see that. Yeah, if the Georgia running back was available too, that would be the funniest thing I've ever seen, honestly. Offensive tackle from Georgia in the trenches. The Georgia pipeline continues strong. Get Muhammad. I would go with Stromberg or Ibrahim. Yeah, that's probably who we're going for. The people have spoken. Muhammad Ibrahim, you are about to be a Miami Dolphin. Although Ricky Stromberg, it could be pretty nice as well, especially if he has that flexibility to go to guard. That could be pretty cool if he can play both positions. Give us a lot more added flexibility there. Maybe even if he does well enough, you can promote him to center. Have Connor Williams, who despite being a great center this past year, you go back to your natural position at left guard. You're talking about now an offensive line that would be Teron Armstead, Connor Williams, Ricky Stromberg, Robert Hunt, and right tackle in our free agency in this mock draft 2 world. But Muhammad Ibrahim is the entire reason we skipped out on Tank Bigsby. It'd be a slap in the face to not get him. So Muhammad Ibrahim, welcome to the Miami Dolphins. You gopher, or you're now a Dolphin. Bada bing, bada bang. Jaron Hall has fallen quite a bit. Hunter Lou Peck, we might get you again, brother. Any Georgia players? No one is really popping out of my eyes, honestly, over here. Um, hmm. Sorry if I'm going a little fast. I'm just not seeing anyone pop out really. I don't know too deep into this draft class like this. Yaya Diaby, you sound fire. Evan Hull out of Northwestern, I know you. Um, Nesta Jade Silvera, I'm pretty sure you went to my high school. They don't have a picture of you. Um, Nando, if we were to draft Ibrahim, do you think we'll still keep Jeff Wilson? I feel like they would play the same role as a bruising running back. So I think we'll get Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert, maybe again another 1-year deals onto the Dolphins, and really just as an insurance and see who we get in the draft, who falls to us, who we end up snagging. I think we're not leaving draft day without a running back. But the question is who? I think we can keep Wilson. And then let's say in a world where we do get Muhammad Ibrahim and McDaniel says, you know what? It's the same role, Jeff. No hard feelings. You might not win the job in camp. And we'll see how it goes out in the training camp. I will say that Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson did well enough that I want to see them back next year. And I'd even be mildly surprised, but okay with us not having running back coming out of the draft and just sticking with those two guys in an improved offensive line. But I'd love to see Muhammad Ibrahim here. I'd love to see Tank Bigsby. I'd love to see some fresh legs in the room. We haven't had a nice rookie running back in a while on the Miami Dolphins, and I trust Mike McDaniel to be able to pick one and not just wait for a UDFA to fall there. You know, Zaquandre White was cool and all, but offensive tackle from Old Dominion. Just get a backup QB and call it a day. Yeah, in the trenches, I kind of could just get like Max Duggan every time, I think, and then just call it a day. It's kind of the cheat code, I think, because Dorian Thompson Robinson is just a scramble QB who needs a lot more seasoning and salt, and I don't really need that. Max Duggan might not have the greatest ceiling, but what you see is what you're going to get. And what you're going to get is a ginger gunslinger who's going to play with moxie and heart and do what he needs to do. That TCU game where he was running freaking every single play and that little conference championship game that they ended up losing. But man, this kid put his heart and soul, sweat and tears on that field, fell in love with the kid. Okay. Even as a backup player, even as he's a great leader, has a great presence in the locker room, knows what it means to be part of a team. And hey, I'd love to see Max Duggan on the team. You know, I think I'm probably just going to wrap him up with that, unless there was a player we really saw. I think someone said a name. Oven tackle from Old Dominion. Nick Saldivari. 6'6", 315. That's exactly what I like in a right tackle. I could go for Duggan. But we didn't get an offensive lineman, I think, this draft, actually. And I don't think the Dolphins will do that. So I will probably go for Duggan in most draft classes, but considering this one we didn't get for a tackle, I'm going to go with this Nick Saldivari guy. Because we did get Hunter Lubeck last time. And those dummies only gave me a C+. So let's see what this guy gives me. Let's go. Oh, I forgot to download the image of the last one. I'm so dumb. But they gave us a D- for Darnell Washington. We definitely reached a little bit there. I agree, but it was exciting. Okay, I would be excited at that pick. Okay, Kaseki as a second round pick didn't exactly pan out for us too well. Remember, at that pick, we did say we would probably trade back and then hope to get Darnell Washington. Even if it's a couple picks back, get maybe an extra 4th or 5th round pick, that's still very helpful. Even if it's a 3rd round, that'd be super cool. Khalil Ringo, A-. Oh, love to toot my own horn there. Christopher Smith, B. You'd like to see that. Muhammad Ibrahim as a C. I'm going to widely disagree with that just because I think that Mike McDaniel will make any running back we get into another letter grade. So I'm making that a B. Okay. And Nick Saldivari, we got a B+ on that. All in all, we got a grand total of B- once. No, we got a B last time. Oh, those freaking losers. What do you guys think of the mock draft? Time to trade for picks and really load up. Yeah, I agree, man. Trade for picks. We're going to run the draft again. This one, we're not going to necessarily trade, but we are going to be open to trade. Okay. Like if there's nothing, if obviously I'm not going to force a trade, but if there's nothing there, we're not going to be afraid to look at what the trade simulator has for us. I might run another mock draft as well, but without further ado. Oh wait, let me download it again, just in case. I didn't download the first one though. How silly of me. Let's go. I'm not even gonna look at the top 5. I don't really care. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. YouTube can't flag me for freaking humming, right? Screw you, YouTube. You got Jack Campbell, Joe Tippmann, Eli Ricks. We're going up this time. Trevius Hodges Tomlinson, Trenton Simpson. So targets I'm pretty looking at. Jahmyr Gibbs fell again in this draft. Probably not realistic. Garrett Williams. I will say if a guy like Jahmyr Gibbs is there, it would be very tempting to trade down as much as we would want him maybe. We could get a lot of capital for that. But let's see what we got. All right. There's 2 trades offered to us. Team interested. Pick 69. Oh, Oh, I'd have to select. I'd have to do these trades. That's how it works. Realistically, I'd probably get Garrett Williams here, honestly, just because I love Syracuse. He is coming out. He is coming back from that torn ACL he suffered against Notre Dame, but great player. Can keep up with anyone, man. That's what I'm saying. Garrett Williams, though, he's pretty good, man. I think we could trade down at 52. I think there's going to be a lot of great talents there, or we can drop a few spots and still get our guy. I agree. However, I do not really know how to work this trade thingy, and I don't want to sit here and just like you see trips. Oh, okay, that's how it works. It's pretty easy. It'll likely be accepted. What can you give us? Give me everything. Wow, that's crazy. You see, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to just sit here and play around like that. I could be a not idiot, obviously, and say that give me like a second rounder and it would not be accepted. Wow, boy. Like, wow, we could stack on picks, basically. Okay. Like realistically, if we were to trade for pick 136, in addition to pick 69, it's getting a 4th rounder and a 3rd rounder next year to drop down 17 spots. I don't know if I would do that, but that's a pretty solid trade. Maybe if we had got like another 5th as well, it could be interesting, or a 5th next year or something like that. We could work around there. Hmm. Like, what would this be? We're gonna be greedy. Give me a 4th rounder next year. No, it has not been accepted. All right, we're just gonna draft Garrett Williams, guys. Point is, we could accumulate quite a couple picks. We could probably get a 3rd or 4th. We're gonna go for Garrett though, and I'm gonna sit around and think of some draft scenarios and have them ready to go for next mock draft Monday. Okay. Garrett Williams would fix our cornerback issue, man. Garrett Williams would mean we have a guy who very good at man coverage. He's coming back from an injury, can be fit into this secondary sexy scheme very well, and I would love to see that. In this scenario, once again, it looks like we're going to have Devon Ashane, Jordan Battle, Khalil Ringo, Darius Rush, Dwayne McBride, Tank Bigsby. Hmm. Jalen Duncan as well. Okay. We didn't go for offensive line, and I didn't say we have a tackle or anything this time. So what would you guys want? Would you guys rather go for Jordan Battle? Well, we wouldn't go for Klee Ringo this time. So you want to go for Jordan Battle? Would you want to go for a running back? Any of these linebackers excite you? Maybe Jalen Duncan could be pretty cool, although I hope we would get him more at 84. We might end up with Cody Mach again. What say ye? Let's go with Jordan Battle this time. You're still offered the chance for a running back here. I think I'm going to go with Tank Bigsby this time. We get a big bruising back. We did just get, Jordan Battle, a nice bruising safety for us to add on to Javon Holland, Brandon Jones. We probably wouldn't have Eric Rowe in this world. So hopefully we'll have offensive tackle and a little bit of linebacker short up. So we're going to go with the Tank. So far for those tuning in, we have Garrett Williams out of Syracuse, nice cornerback. We got Jordan Battle, safety out of Alabama, and we have Tank Bigsby, running back out of Auburn. Should have been doing it this way the entire time. Apologies. All righty. At pick 198. Interesting enough, Muhammad Ibrahim is there this time. Still, again. Not a lot of tackle options for us. So hopefully we really did get this in free agency. I'm probably looking at linebacker, to be honest, guys. Not the greatest list. Aubrey Miller, maybe out of Jackson State. Serva K. Dennis. Ricky. Okay. Oh, yeah, Ricky Stromberg. We didn't get offensive line. Great call, actually. Great call. Good keeping an eye on out there. Tired eyes lose picks. But that's why hopefully the Dolphins will have great GMs. In this world where we didn't go offensive tackle, hopefully it means the Dolphins got it in free agency. Whether we did it or not, there are no good options left here. Considering we have gone cornerback, safety, running back, we have to go offensive lineman, I think. We cannot leave the draft without a new blood. And I'm down for Ricky Stromberg. I think he can play some offensive guard as well. Hopefully 6'4", 318. Let's get some Ricky in this. Really hope we answer linebacker in the draft, in the free agency in this world then. Hunter Lupek, you're looking too nice there once again. But this time, let's go Duggan, just because I want to see what that grade would look like. Why you got a Dougie with Max Dougie? Garrett Williams, A, obviously. Jordan Battle, B-. Bada bing, bada bang. Tank Bigsby, B-. Ricky Stromberg, B, and Max Duggan with a C. So maybe we should have gotten Hunter Lupek. But with the grand total of a B, once again, this is just like me in real life, man. I am the definition of a B student. Wow. You know me too well, PFF. So this would be our final draft. It'd be Garrett Williams, Jordan Battle, Tank Bigsby, Ricky Stromberg, Max Duggan. Pretty good draft class, I think. I really do enjoy it. I think I'm going to run one more, just speed through it. But just to break down, just so I can reach the 1 hour mark also, but just to break this last one down, this is draft 3. The constraints where we were allowed to trade back, I realized that one, Garrett Williams is too valuable, and two, I didn't really know how to work the trade system too well. So we went with Garrett Williams. We didn't specify whether we had to address safety or offensive lineman in the draft. So we went Jordan Battle, safety, too talented to pass up. Khalil Ringo was there, but we had just gotten Garrett Williams. Running back, all three running backs were there at 77, Devon Ashane, Tank Bigsby, and Dwayne McBride. We waited for them, got rewarded with Tank Bigsby at pick 84. We're able to circle around, get offensive linemen in the 6th round at pick 198, Ricky Stromberg out of Arkansas. Best guy on the board, interior offensive lineman, 6'4", 318-pound center. Hopefully, if he has some flexibility at guard as well, that could be a nice pick there that maybe even if it pans out well, allows Connor Williams to go back to his natural position of guard. If not, some much needed backup position to shore it up. And Max Duggan at quarterback, backup QB, kind of just a throwaway pick in the grand scheme of all this, but at the very least, a nice backup who, with some nice moxie, some poise, has been in the biggest moments in college, and maybe not the greatest ceiling, but he is a great leader, great presence, and hey, I'm down for that action. So let's run one more quick mock draft, uber quick. I'm gonna speed through it, just whatever sticks out looking pretty to me. Start the draft. No constraints really, I think, here. I'm not going to look at the screen before it starts finishing. I think I'm going to do, assume we got offensive line again. I'm going to, it's really just assume we got offensive line again, guys. Huzzah! Garrett Williams on the board again. John Michael Schmidt's going to be pretty interesting. John Jacob. No, that's John Michael Schmidt's from Minnesota. He is a center too. He could be really cool. I might sound like a fool, but this is a late night draft day. La 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 la. Who else? Sorry for annoying you guys. Who else is available for us really here? All right, guys. If we were looking at Stromberg, guys, let's tackle it the other way around. Let's get the center early this time. John Michael Schmitz. Okay, you can for sure play guard. I know that, so you have some flexibility there. That would shore up the interior spot. And hey, that means Chris Greer was just blowing smoke when he said that Eichenberg and Austin Jackson will be fighting for a starting job. If we got right tackle, then these boys would not be fighting for a job. If we did it means Eichenberg and Austin Jackson are only concerned about right tackle, which is a scary prospect, but not as scary as them fighting for 2 starting jobs. We actually get blessed in this mock draft. We go for John Michael Schmitz, center out of Minnesota. Great pick. And then, hey, there is Christopher Smith out of Georgia, a nice safety, but hopefully we might have looked at that in free agency. If not, I do think that the prospect of Khalil Ringo here is just too sexy to pass up on. Khalil, welcome to the Miami Dolphins. Kind of bites me in the butt because Darius Rush falls to us here in this draft. If my guy has got Jalen Jones is still there as well, more of a little bit of a reach, but it would have been probably cool to get a safety considering there are now none on the board really. Dumb move by Nando, but we move on. Does DeMarvion Overshawn, does that interest us, guys? I don't know much about this guy. Oh yeah, he's the athletic Texas dude. Okay, weak side linebacker. Could be like a bigger Jerome Baker. I don't know about that. And there's no running back in this scenario. Dwayne McBride went to the Seahawks. That's not happening because of Kenneth Walker. Tank Bigsby to the Steelers. That's not happening because of Najee Harris. Okay, those are just dumb. Whatever. Heck it, no safety. We're going for no running back. We're going for DeMarvion Overshawn. We would have center John Michael Schmidt. We would have cornerback Khalil Ringo, and we would have linebacker DeMarvion Overshawn. Okay, pretty solid draft class so far. This is mock draft numero 4, number 4 in the books right now. Ooh, Will Mallory out of UM. Okay. See, there's some linebackers here who maybe would have made me question whether I should have gone safety like a JL Skinner. But Muhammad Ibrahim is probably who we're going to rock here in this draft, because we already got linebacker, we already got center, we already got corner. I really do think, although D Winters is pretty nice, maybe if we had a running back at 84, I probably would have got a running back and then D Winters here. But in this world, we're going Muhammad Ibrahim. Running back, go Gophers. And for the 7th round, okay, Hunter Lupek, we've established great fullback. Max Duggan, not so hot. Grade wise for us. Safety, we didn't really address here. I'm going to hope and pray we got a guy like Jesse Bates. And that's why the Dolphins didn't address it, or why I didn't address it in this draft. I don't think we'll go for a 7th round guy unless someone is really sticking out to us here. I am probably going to go for Nick Saldivari again. And just call it a draft. All righty, we got a B again. C plus for John Michael Schmitz. Maybe a tad of a reach. I understand. I do think it shaped the tone for the rest of the draft, that we were able to get Khalil Ringo, a great snag at round 3. It's making me contemplate more and more. Well, Garrett Williams is a fine corner at pick 52. There's some pretty nice corners later in this draft. And if they're going to be our cornerback too, I'm not sure how prudent it is to get one in the 2nd round. Maybe in that 3rd round, pick 77, pick 84, that could be the nice sweet spot. John Michael Schmitz, round 2, pick 52, C+. Khalil Ringo, great corner falling to us at pick 77, and a guy that I really think Sam Madison could shape up. Great. DeMarvion Overshawn, I got a B- for that. As of a player that I know is more of an athletic guy. Hopefully he could be swooping up and getting a lot of tackles that are going to be available for him in the Vic Fangio scheme. Maybe we don't even address linebacker, though, because we're very confident in Channing Tindall. If there had been a better safety, I probably would have gone for safety instead of DeMarvion. We went Muhammad Ibrahim, running back. Excuse me again. So you love to see that over there. And hey, he could run behind John Michael Schmitz. That'd be awesome. And then we went for tackle again, Nick Saldivari. I didn't specify whether or not the Dolphins had secured offensive tackle in this mock draft. So hey, we might as well lock it up a little bit again. Pretty solid mock draft, I think, overall. I'm going to download this one as well. I'll post on my Twitter all 4 mock drafts we ran today. Unfortunately, I didn't save the first one we did. I think I can get to it. Nope, no way to get to it. So I'm going to have to go back in this video and find a screenshot of it, post it on my Twitter. But for right now, I'm going to post the other 3 we did. And I think I remember what the original one looked like. But here, let me just go to like Google Doc. Just throw these little boys on it. All right. All right. Do, do. This is going to be a little interesting, guys. We're doing it. This is going to be the end of the video. I am about to just show us the mock drafts we got. And this should be fun. I'm about to share the other screen. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. It's going to be my new segment, Mock Draft Mondays. It's going to be a little bit better thought out, obviously. In the coming weeks, we'll have a little bit more trade simulators. We'll have a little bit more constraints. I'll have it clearly designated and maybe right along on the underside, so we start following along a little bit better which players we kept track of. And I won't forget to save the first mock draft, but this is being difficult. Which is this last one? Oh, okay. Here we are. I'm about to share it. Oh, that's way too big. Wow. Anyone still watching this, by the way, you are a legend because I have not really checked the chat in a second. But bang, we're about to see the grand promise of everything. Sue me for my lack of creativity. This is what it looks like, guys. So essentially, in the first draft, guys, that we ran, and this is a little out of order. This is going to be the John Michael Schmitz class. This is going to be draft number 4. Garrett Williams is draft number 3. Darnell Washington is draft number 2. And then actually draft number 1, I want to say we went with Matt Bergeron, I believe. Offensive tackle. But I could be mistaken. Here we can really see that we got a pretty diverse draft class for the most part, as long as the Dolphins tackle, cornerback, safety, offensive line, hopefully some running back. That's the main points I try to keep hitting in these mock drafts. We're going to keep going throughout more mock draft Mondays every Monday, obviously, and we'll start fine honing the Dolphins strategy. We'll take some little rumors that we hear and hopefully apply them into our simulator. We'll maybe explore some further trade scenarios that could be potentially interesting. I'll play around with the trade scenario on my free time so that I can have some interesting ones for us to look at as well. And I'll obviously have this a little bit better organized as we go through the mock drafts. But let me know what you guys think of the first 4 we did. Like I said, the very first draft, I forgot to hit download image, so it is not here. For the most part, it's pretty similar to these 3. I want to be able to compare them all, though. So check out my Twitter tomorrow at Nando Talk. I'll have all 4 mock drafts scheduled up there, so you'll be able to see how the first mock draft Monday really turned out. JM Santos, thank you for tuning in, my friend. What is up, boss man? It's a little mock draft Monday. We were actually just going through some live mock draft simulators on PFF. It was pretty fun time. These are 3 of the 4 that we came out with. I forgot to save the first one, but it's a pretty solid draft, I would say. Like I was saying, as long as the Dolphins mix it up with offensive defense, we get some safety, some corner, offensive line, hopefully some running back as well. I think the Dolphins will be nice and pretty. Maybe there's a lot of talent at pick 52. I'd love to see the Dolphins trade back 4 or 5 slots and see what we can get. Maybe still some good corner talent. Although we've seen corner at pick 77, pick 84 is still quite talented, quite interesting as well. Maybe we can go for some offensive linemen at pick 52. So we'd say, hey, we got some great center, great tackle options here. Let's trade back 2-3 slots and see what we can pick up. I think there's a lot of options for the Miami Dolphins, guys. I hope we enjoyed this new segment, though. Mock Draft Mondays. It's going to be a fun new one, guys. For those just joining in, for those watching towards the end, if you wanted to see how this all shook down, we were just doing some little PFF mock draft simulators, man. I'm going to be doing these every Monday, and it'll be a fun time, man. So, linebacker, right tackle. Oh, baby. Of course, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. In this draft, I didn't always go for the top linebacker. There was, hold on, not this one. We could go for Trenton Sinton or Jack Campbell. I'm going to do one mock draft actually like that just to end it off. I'm going to do one more mock draft. I actually have to plug in my charger real quick. Went a lot longer than I thought we were going to, but hey, we're gonna do one more mock draft, and I'm gonna go linebacker in the second round. That's what I forgot to do. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, Jack Campbell's good, man. Wow, this is a new scenario we haven't found. Luke Weipler would be very good at it. Oh, out of Ohio State. Matt Bergeron is there. That's very nice to see as well. Trenton Simpson, okay. Trevius Hodges Thompson is the top corner, as it usually is, unless Garrett Williams is there. Trenton Simpson would be very nice. Or Jack Campbell. Those are the top two linebackers we're going to look at. I think we'd probably go for Trenton Simpson here. J.M. Sanchez, I'm going to let you make the pick, brother. Dun, 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 dun. What linebacker? We need a starter, not a project. Does that mean we're going Campbell? I agree. So Trenton Simpson is, for those who don't know, Trenton Simpson is more athletic, a lot rangier. 6'4". I think he's 6'4". We're 6'2". No, 6'3", 230. Yeah, very fluid, explosive. He needs to a little bit work on some parts of his technique still. Campbell, on the other hand, lacks that athleticism, lacks that explosiveness, but he has all technique, all great tackling skills. That's kind of what I want more. So we're gonna look. Yep, Jack Campbell it is then, brother. Iowa, you are ours. Wow. Round 3, pick 14 at 77. Darnell Washington is still here. That's the pick. No question. The fact that he fell to there when we've drafted him in the second round in another draft class, we have to just take him. Who did we miss out on? Yeah, I'm not sad about missing out on Jalen Duncan. Maybe Chris Smith I'd be a little sad on. We got our linebacker, though, so I'm not sad about that. Corner could be a little bit pressing as well, but Darius Rush, not the biggest corner I wanted anyways. Now, with no real safety there, Tank Bigsby is a very tempting name. We just got Darnell Washington, though, so I don't know if we'll go for that. JL Skinner, I'm not too familiar with your game, young man. Too skinny to play in the box, too stiff to stay deep. No, thank you. I'll pass. Cody Mott could be a nice pick. Jalen Jones as well. Yeah, winning draft already, dude. With these two picks, if we had Jack Campbell and Darnell Washington in the third round, that's already a W of a draft. And it makes me think whether I want to go running back, Tank Bigsby, although I know we can get Mohamed Ibrahim later. I'd probably go Tank. This would be a big draft where I'd just be like, whoa, the Dolphins are getting everyone, all these big names, all these flashy guys. Yeah, we're going for a big swing draft, man. Draft Tank Bigsby. Bing! Like, if the Dolphins were to get this draft class, like Jack Campbell, Darnell Washington, Tank Bigsby, my God, bro. Well, we should have probably gone a corner, but oh well. I would have probably gotten Jones, honestly. If we're being realistic, all the way up here. I want to see where he went. Yeah, I would have gotten Jalen Jones right there. That's probably who the Dolphins should have gotten. But I agree with Tank Bigsby right there. Sorry. So we'd probably get Ricky Stromberg. I don't know much about Javarius Owens. Cameron Brown from Ohio State could be pretty good. Yeah, Cam Brown might be the guy I might have to get. D Winters is nice. Ricky Stromberg would probably be a great pick here. Nice value. I'm not too familiar with Javarius Owens. I do know Cam Smith, and we do need I do know Cam Brown. Cam Smith out of Carolina would be awesome. But let's go for Cameron Brown. I think he's a top corner on the board right now. A 6th-round corner is not exactly the greatest talent, but yeah. This might be a fun draft. Dun, 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 dun. Again, nothing too crazy in the 7th round that really sticks out to me. Ooh. And our Old Dominion tackle is not here. You'd probably just get this Richard Guraish guy. So we got no offensive linemen in this draft. This is actually a phenomenal draft. I said I was only going to do 2 to 3 drafts, and between 5 mock drafts tonight. This is going to be a much cleaned up segment in the future. But James Santos, I wanted to hit up a draft for you, brother. We got a B-. I'm a B student. That's how I rock and roll. Jack Campbell, D+. Screw you. Oh, sorry. Friendly. Ring fingers up. Screw you. Okay. Maybe Trenton Simpson would have been a nice pick, but hey, I'll take Jack Campbell. I'm changing that to a B, which means we would have knocked this draft out of the park because we got a B-, and I think this D+ is a BS rating for Jack Campbell. Darnell Washington in the 3rd round is beautiful. Tank Bigsby at there is awesome. Cam Brown looks like we got a stud in the 6th round, and Richie G in the 7th round, pick 240. Nice rounding it up right over there. And we're going to show the updated board now. Bang. Yeah, he did not the best at drafting offensive linemen, man. I've been hitting on all my offensive lineman picks so far. Sorry, wrong screen once again. Yeah, that D+ grade is a BS for sure, man. But all right, so these are the 4 drafts we ended up with, everybody. Yes, it's just Google Slides. I literally just threw up all these little screenshots here. Not the best quality. I'm sorry, but I fixed the order as well. So it's drafts 1, 2, 3, and 4 in order. As in Washington is 1. Well, it's technically drafts 2, 3, 4, and 5 in order. Draft 1 is missing. As I said, I'll post it on my Twitter. All 5 of them. But Darnell Washington is 2. Garrett Williams is 3. John Michael Schmitz is 4th. Darnell Washington. Oh, sorry. There's a repeat pick here. Oopsies. There we go. That's why I just did Google Slides. So this would be super easy to manage. All right. That's how we ended up with, guys. I think the last draft is my favorite. And that's in the fact that we could have probably gotten guys like Jalen Jones at pick 84, gotten Muhammad Ibrahim at round 6, although Cameron Brown looks to be a pretty nice find at pick 198. I would love that quarterback room we have full of guys with chips on their shoulders with undrafted free agents, 6th-round pick, and Xavier Howard coming for a comeback year. Sam Madison looking to coach them up. Fangio in that beautiful scheme. Choice. Jack Campbell D+ is a BS grade. The other drafts are pretty good. They all follow the same formula pretty much. Get a corner, get a linebacker, get a running back, and get some offensive line help in no particular order. whatever the draft board may come, may shake it out. If I do say so myself, I think I'm a pretty fine GM, as we see. And the more I familiarize myself with the board, the more I familiarize myself with the players. And as I get this segment down pat, it should be fine, guys. But this has been the first edition of Miami Dolphins Mock Draft Mondays. I'm so excited for the birth of this segment, guys. It came up to me, like I said, in an idea as I was finishing up my freaking quizzes for my digital marketing class. And I said, whoa, why don't I just do a bunch of live mock drafts? I was going to do 2 to 3. I had so much fun. We ended up doing 5 live. I did 3 before the air, and I talked about one of them, the one that's actually in the thumbnail. It's such a fun day, such a fun draft, guys, and it's such a good, interesting exercise. We'll be doing this every Monday. Not to say I won't do other mock drafts lives and other segments and other shows. Maybe Tinfoil Hat Thursday we'll do a crazy mock. Walk at the Wednesday, some nice energy. Fill them holes Friday. Like, hey, that's definitely what fill them all is about. Maybe I'll do a free agency mock draft, as someone said in the beginning. But I hope we all enjoyed, man. It's gonna be a fun time. Between now and the end of April, you'll have done 100 of these. Exactly. I will be a master, a freaking expert on the draft. And I love draft time. I love draft day. As I've said in the past, every year I see every single pick from pick 1 to 256. In 2015, I was in the hospital for a month right the week before draft day. So I saw all the pre-coverage leading up to it. I was supposed to be in there for an appendectomy, routine surgery, and I ended up getting stomach infections and abscesses, and I was in the hospital for 6 weeks, actually. So I saw the entire draft, saw the Kentucky Derby, a bunch of pointless TV, saw a Mayweather-Pacquiao fight there in the hospital as well. But the point is, okay, I love the draft. I've seen all the picks. I've fallen in love with it, and doing Mock Draft Monday is going to be a fun time to be able to refamiliarize myself so that when it comes to draft day and I'm looking at the 5th round, I know exactly what's happening. It's going to be an awesome time for me. I'm very excited to see it. And bang, man. Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed the jacket, man. You know, this is the original Nando Talk jacket that's been on the show since the beginning. So I'm glad someone likes it still. But thank you all for tuning in. This has been an awesome brand new debut of the segment. You know, we're going to have plenty of these from now until April. Miami Dolphins Mock Draft Mondays. It's segmenting off from Mellow Monday. But hey, you know, we're growing here. No more Mellow Mondays. We're having Mock Draft Mondays full of energy, full of wow, and hopefully plenty of accurate predictions to come. It would be insane if on this first edition with the no notes just off the dome, 5 mock drafts live, if some of these actually came true. If we got all of them, granted, there'll be some trades maybe from the Miami Dolphins themselves, so probably not. But it'll be a fun time, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think of the segment, if I should make it shorter, if I should just do 3 drafts at a time, if I should do a bunch of constraints willy-nilly, if I should do specific scenarios, trades, assuming we got linebackers, assuming we need a running back, assuming that McDaniel said he wants running back in the 2nd round, all these little tidbits, all these little scenarios that can tweak the simulators a bit. Let me know what you want in the comments. And next Monday, I'll be ready to go. You know, Mock Draft Monday, it's here for a long time. It's going to be here for a while. Brand new segment, and I hope we all enjoy. So let me know what you think about it, guys. If you're still watching at the end of this video, I have to assume you're a fan of Nando Talk. So hopefully you're already subscribing and following on YouTube and Twitter respectively. But if not, check me out at Nando Talk. More positive Dolphins vibes every time we're going live, every time we're posting a video and edit. It's always with the goal of hyping us up for the Dolphins and just for football fans in general. So hope you all enjoy the nice video. Thank you all for tuning in. Hey, James Santos, thank you, man. I'm going to timestamp each mock draft in a second right now. So it'll hopefully give us a clarity for those who want to look back. So maybe either like 10 minutes, check again, or tomorrow I'll have segmented it up if you want to see somehow the other mock drafts turned out, the reasoning behind all those little picks. But if not, thank you for tuning in for even a small tad of it. Any support is always appreciated, man. It goes to everyone watching. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for supporting Nando Talk. I genuinely appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Can't do it without you. If not, I'm just a rambling crazy man talking into the void. So as always, fins up, chins up, Fins up, chins up. That's the way to be. Hope we're keeping up our positive vibes. And remember, there's so many more things to talk about in this Miami Dolphins team than just the tired old quarterback talk, than just the doom and gloom. It's the offseason. It's a time for positivity. It's a time for fun, time for happiness. So let's focus on the things that Dolphins can do to get better. That's how we ride on Nando Talk. Thank you for enjoying. Thank you for tuning in. James Santos, Ruski, in the and Chiz, Ken Rosa. Thank you for helping to facilitate debate. Bipe Andres Lamosa, you're a legend for tuning in, man. It's always appreciated. Those watching live, those watching afterwards. Watch live if you want to impact some of the mock drafts in the future. But if you're watching afterwards, still thank you. And as always, I give the longest outros in the world, but for the last time, fins up, chins up. And I will catch you all tomorrow on Clockwalkers. Me and Stephen D going back on a little hot take Tuesday. Not sure if I'm doing a Talk It Out Tuesday afterwards, but for sure, check me out for Tinfoil Hat Thursdays on Thursdays. And we'll be releasing a full schedule now that we have Mock Draft Mondays, Tinfoil Hat Thursdays, Wakata Wednesdays should be continued, and Free Agency Fridays / Fill Them Whole Fridays. We're still workshopping the name. But thank you all for tuning in. This has been an awesome first Miami Dolphins Mock Draft Monday. I lied. Fins up, chins up Friday. Fins up, chins up. That's the last time. And thank you all. I will catch you all for sure on Thursday. But if not, we'll be posting a little community post tomorrow with the new schedule. So, bada bing, bada bang. Thank you all for tuning in. Peace. Thanks for tuning in.